We are live.
Awesome. Perfect. Hey, Betsy. Yes. So the funny thing was we tried something new. I tried StreamYard. And,
No, we tried Riverside first.
Oh, yeah. Riverside. So StreamYard has a problem. StreamYard is charging an arm and a leg.
44 guys, if you do not understand, like, so little people like me who have little tiny channels, it was like at first it was like $17 a month, and now they've jacked it up to almost $45 a month for the basic package. They have no more free packages either anymore. So little people are paying an arm and a leg now.
I have the essential, and the essential means I don't have access to dark mode. So when I'm looking at my screen, the screen really lights me up. Mm-hmm. Crazy. So we tried Riverside, and Riverside, I hit live, but I couldn't see a chat. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't even see myself live. But Betsy saw us. So, hey, Betsy.
I went on to YouTube also to see if we were live, and I couldn't see it on either, like, anybody's channel. So I was like, meh. Good evening, Jan.
All right.
How's everybody doing this fine Sunday? I hope everybody is not in the path of the storm, and those that are, we're praying for you.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like
it was really bad.
A bummer.
Yeah.
I've seen a few videos. I also seen videos of dogs being rescued, and that kind of like restores my
faith in humanity.
Yeah, because these dogs, I mean, they climb on roofs. They stand in the water where they just have can still stand. One was just floating by, and this guy jumped in and rescued him. And I just and then actually I had to turn it off because it was so sad too. I mean,
faith in humanity.
Yeah, exactly. So there was kind of, hey, Louise. I'm still kind of like trying to cover everything that's lighting me up, because dark mode is going to cost me like $50 or $60 a month, and I'm not paying that.
It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, it's like I was looking at I'm looking at Riverside, but I don't know how to use it, and I don't want to do Restream because Restream's a little bit funky. I really love StreamYard, but it's $45 a month. I need more people to subscribe to my channel and monetize me so that it can
Riverside is pretty awesome. All right, so everyone right now watching us, it's 15. I want to see 15 likes. I want to see 15 shares. No, I'm kidding. But that actually helps
seriously,
us.
Hit the like. Yeah, hit the like button and share. And doing it for both of our channels helps.
YouTube, not during a live, but after the live or any video I put out, YouTube puts commercials on it, like one at the beginning, one in the middle, one at the end. And I don't see any of it because my channel is not monetized. My channel has like one step up, because people now can send these stars or like super chats or something like that.
That's on Facebook. I can do the stars.
Oh yeah, Facebook
for my page. Yeah.
And this one has super chats, but I mean, who's going to pay?
Yeah, I'm not there yet. You have to have 3,000 hours for super chats, and I'm not there yet.
Oh, you need to interview Dr. Barry, and that gets you a lot of hours.
I did. And
okay, then you have to.
It.
Next time make it.
People don't want to watch stuff about hunting and regenerative farming, and that's what we talked about.
Oh, okay. So let's go to the topic. Hey, Dennis. Yeah. Hey, Janet.
Yeah. Hi, people. Hi, Gloria. And so is it Louis or Lewis? How do you like it to be pronounced? Louis or Lewis? Like
that's a good question. Deborah from North Carolina.
Deborah, are you on the east side or are you on the west side? Are you on the bad side right now that's all slammed? Because I'm on the east, like I'm central, so we've dodged a bullet.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Poor Neil though. Neil, like his area is so bad.
Okay.
Louis is what his mother calls him. Louis. Like King Louis.
Louis is well.
My dad's middle name was Louis, so I have an affinity
Oh,
for that
now I
name.
know
So.
which Lewis it is. It's the Lewis that
Yeah.
comes to my lives on Thursdays. Actually,
Yes.
not the last one, but usually.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Mike
first things
O's
first.
from Charlotte. Okay.
I'm going to Germany. I'm leaving
Yes.
on Tuesday. So all the lives in the Dr. Berry community will be earlier. They will be 1 p.m. Eastern, because that is 7 p.m. or so in Germany, and I need my sleep. So that's going to change, but I'm going to still do them every week. Gloria says, I live just south of Atlanta. The storm was supposed to go right over us. Oh, yeah.
But instead it went and hit. Yeah, it slammed us. Yes, Dennis, we have heard from Neil. They have no electricity, no water, very little to no cell phone service, but they are okay. They are just fine. They don't have, I think that they did not sustain any damage to their home. But the area there around where they are is devastated. If you see Asheville, the Asheville area, you can only access Asheville, from the way that I understand it, by air. So all the roads are like, even the interstates are shut down. So
okay,
unless that's changed.
One more thing.
So
we have a mixed audience here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a public live, so I posted it everywhere. Yeah. I think I did forget to post it on Twitter, but it's a public live. We have most people probably watching from the Dr. Berry community. Then we have people from my Facebook book group, from yours. I posted it in a few other Facebook groups. So
I didn't even post it to mine, guys. I'm horrible today.
Oh man, you gotta say that was the live.
I know, it's my bad. It's my bad. It's okay. Some people may see it, some people may not. It's all good. It's recording on my end, so I'll just split it up later and repost it.
I'm going to put it on Twitter right now.
Yeah. Asheville got hit really, really hard.
Let's start with the topic. So a week or 2 weeks ago, we started talking about CGMs and other techie that you can use to track your progress. And we talked at length about it, but obviously, because it was recorded, there was no option to ask questions. So today, we'll have that as a topic. But if you have any other questions, then we'd be happy to answer those.
But we are not doctors. I am a nurse, but I am not your nurse. I can give generalized nursing advice. And we cannot diagnose, we cannot treat. This is for entertainment purposes and for
No.
purposes
It's for educational purposes.
Yes. And entertainment, because we're funny.
Yeah, of course, that's too. But it's for educational purposes. So the thing is, though, when I was like in the depths, like fully blown type 2 diabetic, on 50 units of insulin, on 2,000 milligrams of metformin, I was in the high 400s for a week straight. I was like confused. I really felt terrible. I had this feeling that I was going to die, and I think I would have. And then I found a video on YouTube. It was a lecture by Dr. Stephen Finney. He didn't say he wasn't a doctor, because he is.
Yeah.
But
Stephen Finney is amazing, isn't he?
Oh,
he's so smart.
He is not only smart, he's humble, and he's so knowledgeable. And he explained in 2 lectures, back to back. I watched them because the thing was, I injected insulin because I needed to bring my levels down, and I'd never done short-acting insulin before, so I wasn't sure. Anyways, I stayed awake. I watched those videos. They explained why keto works, how it works, and the science. And then I thought, all right, this is it. So this is what I'm going to do. So this might be for educational purposes, and we have to say that because we are not doctors. And even if we were, we wouldn't be yours. And we are coaches.
Unless I actually was, and then probably shouldn't ask me questions here. Just saying.
Yeah.
Because that's not confidential.
I better move this up.
We do have a question already.
So Betsy has a question. I'm going to bring that on the screen. And you're going to read it, because now I can't see it anymore, because I have
What's your go-to for increasing your protein? Bonus for B if it includes cheese or dairy. for increasing protein, I eat more eggs. That's me. I'm like, oh, I need to eat something else. I'm going to eat me another 3 or 4 scrambled eggs because that's what I like.
Sorry, I got to.
Or I might do a beef patty. Like, you know, the meat cookies that Nisha's been using, and then it's the ones that Kelly Hogan uses, just the ground beef patties from Walmart, like the 75-25. I throw those in the air fryer, and that's how I increase
meat
mine.
cookies?
But that's me. I call them meat cookies because you just throw them in and they shrink up to about this big. So it's like little tiny beef patties.
Okay, so protein can also be greatly increased by eating cottage cheese. And cottage cheese has had like a run right now on social media. It's a new kid on the block. You can make everything from it. You can make cheesecake, you can make brownies, you can make bread, you can make pizza crust. And it's really easy. What you do is you have a cup of cottage cheese and 2 eggs, and you put them in a blender. And so they come out really liquidy. Then you decide what you want to do with it. You can make brownies, so you will add cocoa powder and some allulose, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You put it in some cupcake thingies, or in a pan, preferably with some baking paper because it's awfully sticky. And then you bake it for 30, 40 minutes, depending how thick it is. Maybe 50. Just watch it. Don't take my word for it. 350 degrees, 400 degrees. And then they come out really, really good. They don't taste like cottage cheese. Or instead of cocoa powder and allulose, you add onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of salt. And then you just pour that on a baking sheet with baking paper, and same amount of time until it's brown, and it's flatbread, or you use it for pizza
or pizza crust. Yeah. So I read that wrong. She actually says she can't do cheese. So if it excludes cheese and dairy. Sorry, guys, I don't have my glasses on. I actually have contacts in, and I need reading glasses. So if I mess it up, I'm really sorry.
Okay, so for everyone else, cottage cheese is an excellent way to find protein.
Increase protein. No, and thank you, Dennis. I'm glad you think that we are smart and entertaining. So she's a follow-up. How many eggs am I eating in a day? I eat anywhere from 4, but technically, no, 3. Sometimes I'll just do 3 in the mornings. Anywhere from 3 to 6.
So here's a little caveat that came from Dr. Berry, actually. He said, eggs may not be the ancestral food that we thought or think it would be, because now we go to the supermarket and we can buy like a huge pack of eggs. But back then we couldn't. We would find eggs every now and then, and maybe eat 1, 2, maybe 3 when we were lucky, and not every day.
Unless it's an emu egg. If it's an emu egg, I mean, and you accidentally found one. Have you seen them?
Ostrich egg, like this big one.
Did you see that Dr. Chafee's fiance, is it Elle? Is that how you say her name is Elle?
I think
it's Elle. She just got emu eggs, and they're huge and they're green. She's like, what should I do with them? I mean, they're this big. She's like, I think I'm going to boil one. I think I'm going to scramble one. And I was like, oh my, could you imagine
one? Okay, your one. Well, the opposite is like quail eggs. They're like tiny, tiny things.
And you have to crack like 20 of them to like get a meal. Like,
if at all, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, this is the thing. Chicken eggs, and then also depends what you feed them. It can
vegetarian fed is not ancestrally appropriate for chickens.
Yeah. So if you want to, I don't know, if they agree with you, they agree with me.
Yeah.
So I can eat as many as I want to. I usually eat like 5, 7 a day. I put them also in my coffee. Everyone who knows me knows that.
Yeah.
And no, the coffee does not taste like egg. It's just delicious. Very creamy.
I still haven't tried it.
Nutritious. Yeah, you have to.
I'm
not going to do another live with you if you don't. There.
Fine. Okay. So B Rose says that she has chomps also. Yeah, other people have been saying chomps. I like the Paleo Valley. I know that Paula is not a big fan of Paleo Valley because she said they have a lot of oxalates in it, a lot of high oxalate spices. They don't bother me, and I don't eat them often, so I don't. It doesn't. They don't bother me too bad.
Yeah, Barbara said that too. I found and I enjoyed
Hmm.
Trump's clean beef. The thing, yeah, beef is probably the best source of nutrition.
Yep.
Not always like the easiest to chew. If you buy
Depends on what. Depends on which
on the
one.
cut,
Yep.
yeah, I found that
Yeah.
round steak is a pretty tough cut, and if I just fry it,
Yes. I the tougher cuts, I'm all about throwing it in an Instant Pot and just pressure cooking the snot out of it until it falls apart. I'm okay with that.
yeah, you can do that. You can. What I like to do is I sear it on both sides, and then I just put the lid on and put it
Mhm.
on medium heat and just let it sit there, and it's collecting some water in it, and then it's swimming in water, and then after 30 minutes or so, the water is almost gone. It starts searing again, and then it's done. Then it's good. Then it says, Roxanne, if you remember, would you would say 9 egg, mostly yolks, a few times a week is appropriate for someone my size. Yeah, hard to say. It maybe it doesn't so much depend
I've
on the
seen
size. It
I've
depends
seen
on
if you
whether you can.
tolerate them. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I've seen bodybuilders that are like, "I'm doing like a dozen a day." And I'm like, "That's fine." It did you just see, Nick Norwitz, the one we have like a mom crush on?
700 eggs. Yeah.
720. We have a mom crush. He's like a little son to us, like looking at him. He's so smart and we're so proud of him. But he's like 720 eggs in 1 month. And that's like 24 eggs in a day, which is like ridiculous. And
Yeah,
so
I think it's an
I
egg
think it just
every hour.
depends on if he was trying to see if it would make his cholesterol go up. Guess what it did not do? Make his cholesterol go up.
And
So
who knew? Obviously, it won't get his cholesterol up because dietary cholesterol doesn't do what?
it only contributes to maybe 20%. Maybe. It's
But
like it's
that's
very
like
small.
if you're low in cholesterol, so then it'll bring it up. If you have
A
enough
little bit.
cholesterol, it's not gonna do it.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything. Um, Jeff Palmer. Okay, so I think I've asked you before, where are you from in wild, wonderful West Virginia? I need to know because that is my home state.
Okay, before I put this on the screen, I'm gonna read it. Deborah says, "I've been following carnivore for 5 weeks, but I'm
Yep,
constantly having issues with bad stomach aches and leg cramps.
yep.
I've been drinking 2 Element a day. Any suggestions? I had to quit keto ward twice."
Okay, so that's interesting about the stomach issues, stomach aches and leg cramps. Number one, I'm going to ask what you're eating and how
Well,
clean it
carnivore.
is. Well, carnivore, but yes, but like is she eating all beef? Is she eating beef and lamb? Is she eating pork mostly? Is she eating mostly chicken? Because I would say pork and chicken tend to give. Jeff Palmer's in Morgantown. Um, we'll talk later. Um, so uh, pork and chicken tend to be the ones that give people the most stomach issues that I've seen. But some people can eat bacon and not pork belly. That's me. I can eat bacon,
It
but
could
not
be
pork
from
belly.
eggs too.
Could be from eggs.
People react to
Eggs,
eggs, and they
bacon, chicken, and eggs, bacon,
react
chicken, and
less
beef.
to duck eggs or quail eggs.
Hmm.
And then also if the egg white isn't like fully cooked, that can cause problems.
Yeah. So eggs, bacon, chicken, and beef is what she says. And she's drinking 2 elements a day. I would say if you're having leg cramps, that is usually magnesium. I would stick to something like magnesium glycinate or threonate or taurate. Taurate, I think, is the one that we've been using. Um,
I mean, it could also be the stevia in
it could
element.
be.
It could be
And
the
the
citric
stomach
acid.
aches could be, yeah. So the stomach aches could be from the element, especially if you've got, I don't know, this is not me saying anything bad about element, but recently in our
No, I
these
love them.
the I love them too, but in our recent batches, me and my husband have been getting like stomach aches after drinking the element, but our kids are fine. So I don't know if they've changed their formulation recently or not. And maybe we're
I
having a
just got a
reaction.
recent batch. I didn't see that, but
You
maybe
didn't see
it's
that?
something
Okay.
you are reacting to and I'm not.
But it's me and my husband both.
So, but she also said
It's
she
weird.
had to stop ketovore twice.
Twice.
So
Did you have this? Did you have those symptoms before and now that you started
yeah, I
back to
think we need more
carnivore?
information to go
Yeah.
on that. So for the leg cramps, the thing is, some people are really sensitive to electrolytes and others are not. Like I need a lot of electrolytes when I don't eat carbs. And that might actually be, I'm just finding that out now, it might be thyroid related. So not the thyroid itself, because my thyroid levels are good, but
Mhm.
okay, little excursion. The pituitary gland produces TSH and tells
Mhm.
the thyroid, hey, make T3 and T4. So my T3 and T4 levels are in the lower range,
Mhm.
and the TSH is almost zero. And there wouldn't be no reason to be
Like,
zero unless the TSH has like stopped working, or the hypothalamus, like one above that, isn't telling the pituitary gland, hey, make TSH. So there might be disconnect. And if it's there, it's called, I think, AHD, which regulates electrolytes and water retention and all that. And interesting thing, anyways, I'm trying to find that out now. So that might be, I'm not saying you have anything with your thyroid. It's just like that could be like a very an issue that we are not even thinking of, or we can't even think of with the information that we have right now.
she takes magnesium at night. So I'm wondering, she says, can you tell her how to make electrolytes? Who is it that's got them on their website or on their YouTube channel? There's a couple of people that have them.
Becca, I have a
I don't know.
recipe on my
I don't make my
website.
own. I'm too lazy.
Okay, so this is like really easy to make. I'm going to put this in the chat
Yep.
on my website,
Nia's Way has
recipes.
a good video on it, according to Gloria Erickson.
Okay, we need to
I
move
think
this a
Nisha just
second.
said something about her channel recently. I haven't subscribed to her yet.
Oh, you should.
Nia's
Absolutely.
Way. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. So click on this link. I just put it in the chat. This is an easy to make electrolyte mix. It's with calm magnesium, and you can use the one. Yeah, if you use calm magnesium, it's magnesium citrate. So be sure that you don't put too much magnesium in it, and then you have salt, and you have no salt, which is the potassium. And then you can flavor it any way you like.
Oh.
Okay, I gotta go back up here. RM says, I love Nick. Everyone does.
Everybody does. Like,
I
I
even
just,
named my son after him. Well, okay, he's 18, so I didn't, but
yeah, and I think Nick Norwitz is 28. 28.
he's
You got to
very
understand
young.
that.
He has a
28. He's already got
PhD.
a PhD and he's getting ready to graduate med school. I think he's in his fourth year. Either that or he just graduated. I think he's in his fourth year, though. He's very young, very smart.
Mike says, I just had a smash burger. Ingredients, Angus beef. Yeah, so this is like super important. People keep counting calories, and it really hurts me. Count ingredients and count macros if you want to,
Yep.
but don't count calories.
But also don't go low fat, people. If somebody tells you to go low fat, please run. Like,
Deborah says eggs, bacon, chicken, beef.
mhm.
Eggs, bacon, chicken, beef. That sounds like great, but maybe it might be the eggs causing an issue.
It could
It
be.
might be like if you are on, like if you have heartburn and are on medication for that,
Mhm.
then you might not be absorbing everything correctly. That might be a problem.
Maybe.
And
You know what? I will say this too. I did see where there are two carnivores that I
and
know
butter.
of. Yeah, two carnivores that I know of, which is Bella. Oh, I'm sorry. Guys, I've been doing that all day today with lives. With butter, or sorry, Bella from Steak and Butter Gang, and then Carnivore Today, so Adam Lacey. Both of them had to quit adding electrolytes. They actually had to stop salt. Like,
Yeah, that's
because they were
actually
sick to their
a
stomach.
thing.
Yeah, there's some people that are getting too much salt on a carnivore diet, and it's not, but it's rare, people. I don't want anybody to think that, oh, well, we're all getting too much salt. No, this is
I don't
very
think it's
specific
that
to
rare.
specific people.
It's the longer you're doing it, the more you go into not needing any salt.
Needing
Actually,
it.
that's what that's what Dr. Chafee said. I'm the opposite. I have to do extra. I do like 2 or 3 elements per day plus salt in everything I drink, in everything I eat. If
Yeah.
I don't, I pass out. So
Let's see, I drink about 1 to 2 elements a day, and I salt my food, like, not liberally, just a little bit to give it some flavor. So I'm probably I might be getting 3 grams a day, maybe.
Deborah, so can you tell me how to make electrolytes?
We did.
I hope
Yep.
you saw the that in the chat.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's right there. I'm just scrolling.
No, you're okay. I know you can't see everything. Like,
yeah, I have to cover up
for
half
you.
the screen, otherwise I'm lit up and I look ghostly. Then it says, I'm like you, I don't want to mix my own. I've never mixed. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna tell my funny story again with mixing my own.
Well, he's talking about measured and mixed enough stuff because he's a retired compounding pharmacy tech. So he was
okay. Yeah,
so he was
that's an
literally
extra
mixing
added.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm done.
So my keto rate, kind of like Gatorade, but it's not. So it's an 1/8 teaspoon of no salt. That gives you 325 milligrams of potassium. No salt or no salt, depending whether you're in Canada or the US. Half a teaspoon of Redmond's real salt. I always recommend ancient sea salt, not table salt or sea salt. It's got to be ancient sea salt, or you'll get a load of microplastics. Then 2 teaspoons corn magnesium, 2 packets of true lemon, and 5 to 10 drops of liquid monk fruit, depending how sweet you need it. So it says like 2 teaspoons of corn magnesium. And at one time, I just didn't read the ingredients, and I put 2 tablespoons in. And well, yeah, okay, but it's magnesium citrate, or citrate, and you know what happens? It kind of it cleaned
But
me
I bet
right
you were
out.
squeaky clean.
Yes, and then I thought, oh no, I have diarrhea, so I need more electrolytes. And I made another batch and it took me a week to clue in. So that was kind of always read the recipe if you're not sure. If you're mixing something like this, definitely read it unless you're 100% sure. So, okay, so let's see here. Okay, we have no more questions. Cool. Let's call it night. Oh, no.
Okay.
He wanted to talk about, well, we started talking about CGM. So if you have a question about CGM, I know someone wanted to talk about, it was a CGM. She's getting a CGM, but she might not talk about it until Thursday or next week. Anyways, CGMs are brilliant. They don't lie.
They are.
You eat something like a cup of oatmeal or a banana, or let's say like a breakfast. A good portion of oatmeal with a banana and some other fruit and a glass of orange juice. What do you think what's going to do? What is it going to show?
Well, it's going to spike it.
It's going to show a huge spike.
Yep.
And the spike itself isn't even the worst, unless it's like really high. A short spike is fine. But for diabetics or people who are metabolically compromised, and I mean, the reality is most people in the United States are like 93% have one marker of metabolic disease. So it spikes and then it stays up there for a while and then it goes down. And while it stays up there, it's doing damage. It's doing damage to endothelial cells. That's the cell lining of the arteries or like any blood vessel. And that's not good. That's what causing heart disease.
That's part of it, yeah. high insulin doesn't help.
Yeah, high insulin. For my talk in Low Carb for Better Health, I looked at one study where they changed or they knocked out a gene on kidneys in mice. And those, what was it? The kidneys. I have to look it up. I don't want to say something
You have to
wrong.
send it to me.
No. Yeah, I can do that too.
Somebody has a question. Why would my blood sugar drop after eating just fat? I'm not sure. I'd have to see what it looks like. Because if you're doing it on a CGM, there's can be anywhere from like a 4-minute to like a 30-minute lag on your CGM. Sharon McCarthy, I changed my nephew's CGM today and it was 182. Said all he had was coffee. He's cheating somewhere. He used to be good at carnivore, but not now. So it depends. So what's really fun about CGMs is that they are not 100% accurate right when you put them on. I swear it took
Sometimes
mine
it takes getting used
took
to.
me like 2 to 3 days before mine calibrated itself. And then all of a sudden I was
Sometimes it
getting like
takes
real
multiple
readings.
sensors to get used to. The body needs to get used to the idea I have this thing on my body, and then it might be like a
Ooh,
cortisone or stress response to the sensor.
I
I'm
don't
still
know.
looking for
What
this
kind
fun
of fat
fact.
were you eating at Home Pet Care LLC?
Yeah.
Oh, when she took it off. Oh, that was the number before she took it off. I don't know. If he literally had nothing but coffee and his blood sugar was in the 180s, then that tells me that obviously he's a diabetic. I would say, does he have a diagnosis of type 1 or type 2? And did you check the strips and do all your checks on the strips when they stuck it? He's a type 2. I stuck my finger the other day and it said it was too, what's in that coffee, right? You had him off all meds. That's crazy. And it's back up. Then he's cheating somewhere. That's what I'd say. Has to be. Beef fat trimmings or butter, and that's interesting. Oh, how much did it drop? Because you do get a tiny bit of insulin when you eat fat, a tiny bit, not a lot, but a tiny bit. 2 years ago, and he just gets worse since he went to church. What does church have to do with it?
I can't find this thing that I'm looking for.
I'm answering like 3 questions at once. I'm sorry, guys. I swear I've got ADHD. I
think I
wonder,
have it.
I'd like to see the finger pricks. Like, I'd like to see how many your blood sugar dropped at Home Pet Care LLC. Like, was it like 5 points? They feed him at church. How old is your nephew? I do, Dennis. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, 10 points is not a big deal. You probably dumped a tiny little bit of insulin, like a unit of insulin from your pancreas. Because you do every time you eat, you're going to.
10
Oh,
points is
your
just from
nephew
one
is
finger to the
52.
next finger.
Yeah, I've stuck. No, I'm not flipping anybody off. I stick this finger because it's convenient, and I will go to this finger, and it's like sometimes 15 to 20 points less in my fourth finger. And I think it's because this one is scarred because it's
It
where
might
I've
be
done it
that,
so
or it
much.
might be just yeah, it might be just the next step, test strip, like one reading a little high, the next one reading a little low. Okay, so I found this study thing. They did a study in mice, and they were genetically engineered to have no insulin receptors in their kidneys.
Interesting.
These mice had normal glucose, normal insulin. They were not diabetic, and the kidneys started to deteriorate. Yeah, that's a difficult word for me to say. Anyways, and I don't know exactly how they came to the conclusion, but it proves that insulin alone causes kidney damage.
Insulin alone.
Just insulin causes kidney damage. It doesn't have to be high blood sugars.
And that's crazy. So Sharon, my question to you, because she says that she takes care of her nephew, does he have a mental deficit? Waiting to see if she answers.
And I mean, CGMs also can be off. But I think she took it with a test strip too, right?
So he does have a mental deficit. Okay, so this is where, because you are his guardian, because technically you're taking care of him, and this is for anybody that is taking care of somebody out there that is an adult and they have some sort of a guardianship over them. If he's going to church, then you need to send a note or tell them in person, be like, he is a type 2 diabetic. He cannot have these types of foods. These are the types of foods that he can have, and give them a list and be like, it's not that difficult to have, boiled eggs, like things like that for him to eat. And then just making sure that he understands that he needs to make smart choices too. So both my children are autistic, and they make, I've tried to teach them to make smart choices. And when they don't, they feel it and they know.
And the other thing is also you have to make sure everyone's on board, because my experience was that some ladies think, oh, what's a cookie gonna do? It's gonna be fine. And so that was my experience, and then we had to stop going there.
Yeah. I think people should be respectful, though. I would hope that they would.
It's it is a respect thing. It is it's a medical issue. Maybe if you phrase it in a way where you say that he's allergic, maybe then I don't know.
Maybe. But yeah.
And that's also not lying. It's well, not really. It's keeping him safe.
Maybe. I mean, but I really need to do a video. I'm thinking about doing a video on communion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to do a
So
video on
Jeff said they
communion, on how
use
to do
grape juice.
communion.
That could be, but it's just going to be
Yeah.
like a tiny bit. It's not going to be a lot.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I don't do communion at church because of that, because I haven't eaten gluten in a long time, and I'm trying not to. So so I do have to. I'm thinking about making a video. If I don't know, Jeff, do you think that people would like a video on how to do a carnivore communion?
Fish.
Well, I do egg life wraps. I cut egg life wraps into little pieces because they look like little wafers. I mean, why not?
I mean,
do
these.
that.
I'm
I
not.
do that, and then like
I'm
Everly
going to bring
drinks.
up the cottage cheese again here. I'm
Just
sorry.
make cottage cheese flatbread. You are
Yes.
obsessed with that cottage cheese flatbread. No, but
And I
even
haven't.
I make
I
an
actually
egg
used
white
some
bread.
to
I could
make
do
pizza
that.
too, but the thing was,
Yeah.
it got a little soggy. So if you use it for pizza crust, put it on some sort of I don't know, that it gets heat from below too. Don't put it on baking paper. Baking paper.
Baking paper. Wait, okay, so we've got two people that said, well, one of them that says that they don't do communion. Oh, thank you, Sharon, for sharing our love. And then Dennis says that's a question for him, because how do we do communion as a carnivore? I've got ways. I'll do a video on it. It's super easy. I mean, as long as you're okay with flavored drinks, like that's the one thing. Like you could do a flavored drink for it, but that's sugar free.
Right.
Or if you like wine, you could do a dry wine. There are dry wines out there.
Okay, that could be problematic for a lot of people.
What is it? The alcohol?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't drink alcohol either, so I wouldn't do a dry wine. But there's all kinds of stuff. Jeff said, sure, but if you speak with your priest or pastor, they can and will accommodate. My pastor, I love him dearly. Love you, Jerry, but I don't think he's going to have a carnivore communion just for me. They put out 4 gluten-free wafers. 4, and nobody ever takes them. So the rest of them
Why
are the
don't
standard
you?
little cups.
You could use the gluten-free, right?
Because it's got rice and stuff in it. Because the gluten-free ones are like rice made with rice flour. No, it's not oats. I think it's rice and tapioca.
It could be oats.
Yeah, could be something. But yeah. I can do a video on like how to do a carnivore-ish, like as carnivore as you can get it, communion. I've been thinking about it for a while. So, I mean, John, you could do Parmesan wisps. And Gloria, I do think God understands too. You could do the Parmesan. Are we ketovore? What are you now, Roxana? Where do you
I would
land?
say I'm ketovore. I'm almost carnivore, but I just made a batch of chocolate, so I'm still
Yeah.
working on that.
See, I am ketovore, but that's because I eat or drink coffee. I do allow stevia, and allulose, and those are still plant-based. What else do I do? I
But
do
the
the
thing
occasional
is,
cucumbers and pickles. They don't bother me.
if you go by the definition of what a hypercarnivore is, what is
It's
a
only
hypercarnivore?
70%.
Right.
70%
So, I
animal
mean,
based.
so when you
So
say
technically we are hypercarnivores.
humans are hypercarnivores, that means 70% of their calories come from meat or like from flesh. And then the rest comes from tubers, nuts, berries, whatever people can find and forage for, also depending on the season. So, yes, I am a hypercarnivore there.
Yeah.
And that includes coffee.
I'm about 95% carnivore. Like I am 95% animal based. I have like
No. You are animal based. That includes a little bit of not animal. You are
yes, I
animal
am
based.
animal based. But like okay, so it's pumpkin season. So I made a pumpkin cheesecake.
I want to do that too.
It
Actually,
is so
we have a
good.
group running right now with people from the Dr. Berry community. Oh no, I think there's a few from my Facebook group too. So it's group coaching, and we just talked about cheesecake, and I can share that cheesecake recipe.
My recipe's better.
How do you know? It might be
I
the
don't know.
same.
It probably
Put it
is.
in the chat.
I mean, I will tell you how
Let's have
easy
a
it is.
recipe off. Like, who's got the best?
Let's see, it was 3 blocks of cream cheese. It was 6 eggs.
Okay, that sounds delicious right from the get-go.
I know. 3 blocks of cream cheese. And I get the Tillamook cream cheese. It is new on the market-ish, at least here. So it does not have any gum in it. It is just straight cream, milk, salt. That's it. And it's the first one I've found without gum in it. So I was like, it's pretty tasty. So I did that. So 3 blocks of cream cheese, 6 large eggs, and then I did about a half a can of organic real pumpkin puree, not squash, real pumpkin puree. And then what was it? Nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon to taste. And then a cup of allulose, a splash of stevia, bake it at 300 degrees for 70 minutes
Mm.
in a spring form pan. But I made it a crust, and I made a crust by mixing together unflavored pork rind crumbs, butter, and allulose, and
Okay.
smushed it into the bottom of the spring form pan. It was pretty tasty.
So I put
Do
there's this guy, he's called Keto Snacks, and I think he's from Ohio, and he
Okay.
pronounces some of the words funny, and then a lot of people gave him a hard time for it. And then he started pronouncing them correctly, but then other people said, no, you shouldn't. And now he's back to talking now like he is. He's really funny. And he has like most recipe ideas I get from him now. And I just posted the pumpkin cheesecake keto snacks way.
Okay. Okay, so we
No.
have a couple things. Number one, Dennis, they probably are the same 4 wafers each time.
Yeah.
Gloria says chocolate is her kryptonite.
And this is why I
Understand.
posted the chocolate recipe that I do. I don't use
She uses
coconut oil.
coconut oil.
I use cocoa butter.
hmm
And cocoa
Cocoa
butter is,
butter
I think,
right now is
stearic
really
acid.
expensive. It is, I think. It's pretty good, though.
It is expensive, and that's why you don't eat too much of it.
Too much of it. Well, it's expensive right now. I need people to understand because the crop got decimated and they lost a
Oh,
lot of the
okay.
crop. So it went from like $5 a pound up to $20 a pound, which is why keto brick is now more expensive.
Keto brick is like they make an excellent product, but
They
yeah.
they do. So Dennis asks, so black coffee and 2 ounces of fermented peppers a month. What are you? You're ketovore, dude. Black coffee. You're ketovore. No, but you're still carnivore. Like
I would
I
say
don't. I'm not a
carnivore with a
purist.
little bit of
Yeah.
excursions. That's carnivore. It's hyper carnivore. Like no matter
We're
what,
all
it's hyper
yeah.
carnivore.
So Sharon asks, so when you do that, do you worry about the inflammation? So it depends.
When you
I'm
do what?
waiting to see when you do the sweets, like the chocolate, or you doing like the cheesecake. So do we worry about the inflammation from the sweets?
So it depends on the
It depends on the
ingredients.
sweet. It does.
So
It
if you
depends on
do,
the
for
ingredients.
example, white chocolate that doesn't have oxalates, I'm not worried about inflammation. I'm not like the cocoa butter is not going to bother me.
Mm.
The milk powder, because it's not so much, it's not going to bother me.
Mm.
But if I
You
do
could probably
something,
do heavy cream powder too, I bet.
yeah, or coconut powder. If I
hmm
do the cheesecake with cottage cheese, that depends. Like the dairy might be shifting that a little.
For some people, yeah.
Right now, I'm doing fine.
hmm
Still, hopefully.
I certain cheeses have been driving me nuts. My favorite cheese ever is like aged, very, very, very aged cheddar, white cheddar, and it's like English cheddar. They call it English cheddar, or Dubliner is the Kerrygold brand. It's super aged. It's almost got a nutty sweetness to it. I eat it, and I swear overnight I gained 2 pounds. It's my favorite cheese, but I'll eat a whole
Yeah,
block of it.
that's inflammation. Yeah.
I cannot moderate. It's like I have to tell my husband to take it away from me because
Jess
I'll eat
says,
the
what's
whole
the name
all of it.
of that cream with no gum? You mean like carrageenan or?
No, so it's the cream cheese with no gum in it is called. It's by Tillamook,
Oh,
Tillamook. It just hit the stores here at our Food Lion here in North Carolina. So I don't know if they've got it up there.
Sharon says, I want to make something, but I get worried. I would say, as long as you're worried, you might be right, and just don't do it. And uh,
If
if you get to a
if
point
it's
where you
got
want to try it,
ingredients,
try a little bit, like make a
yeah.
small thing. I like to use this thing with a mud water. If you have on a sad diet, and it's kind of comparable to a glass of mud water, and you add a little mud, then you're not going to see a difference. But if you are on this diet like for a while, the proper human diet, and you add a little bit of mud, then you'll see it right away. So that's going to be the same with the sweets. You should be able to pretty much immediately get feedback from your body to tell you, no, this is not okay. And do only one thing. Don't try like 10 things and then wait what happens. Do one thing and see how it goes. And then a few days later, if it doesn't affect you, try it again. Where did you post the recipe? I put them in the chat, but you can also find me in the community or send me a message, and then I'll post them again. If you go to my website, there are recipes on my website, reversing-insulin-resistance.com. And then I'm just going to repost the one with the keto snacks. Copy link.
Golf addict. I have totally fell off the carnivore wagon after 95 days. Can I just start again? I felt so guilty and like a dork. Number one, don't feel like a dork. Number two, you can absolutely just start again. And you're not really starting again. This is not AA. This is not alcohol sobriety. Like, you don't have to start your carb sobriety over. Nope. You just had an excursion. Now you're just going to get back on a proper human diet. It's not, don't feel guilty.
Yeah. So what we do is we have a certain progress after 95 days. And that progress is not going to be like eliminated by falling off the wagon. It's going to be halted. It might be a few steps back, but the entire progress of over 3 months is not going to be eliminated by falling off the wagon.
Yep.
Even if you fall off the wagon hard, like crash it, burn it, all that. You just go back and it, like Becca said, it's not like you're starting over. I mean, of course you can if you want to, and if you want to feel guilty about it, but just don't.
Yeah, there's no reason to feel guilty. This is food. This is not.
Your start day is 95 days ago. Yeah. That's your start day.
Yeah. Does that mean like that because I ate sushi one day that all of a sudden like, oh, I was not keto that time because I had some sushi? No, this is not, we don't play that way. We are not purists over here. I'm not going to beat people to death over it. Yeah. This is an interesting thing. Dr. Avadia says the sweets inflame the arteries. What sweets is he talking about though?
I think we need to know what sugar. Sweets. So I'm really into fructose right now because I'm reading this book.
Fruit is really bad.
Yeah, fructose is really bad. So really bad. What's the name of the book? It's Nature Wants Us to Be Fat. And I actually made a post about it today.
Nature wants us to be fat.
Yes. So he is asking the question, why do we get obese? Not why do we get obese, but why does nature want us to be obese? And obviously it's a survival mechanism. It's a survival advantage. And
to be fat, yes, it absolutely is.
No, to fatten easily is a survival advantage.
Yeah.
Not to be fat, but to fatten easily. And so all the people who run around skinny today, they would have not made it like 200 years ago. I can tell you that.
No, it's like survival of the. It's not. It's really survival of the fattest. I mean, think about it. You survived a famine if you got fat.
So they give fructose to mice. And I know mice are mice, humans are not mice, but the way they do it, they can't do it with humans because it's not ethical. Anyways, they give fructose to mice. And it turns out when the mice get fructose, they have water, glucose water and fructose water. They drink the fructose water
first.
And they drink it whether they have sweet taste or not. They want the fructose water. So they still get a dopamine response, even if they don't have taste buds for sweetness. They get a dopamine response from fructose water. And then the fructose water makes them eat more. So it's not just that they ingest the fructose and the fructose does the damage in the liver and the fatty liver, the diabetes and all that. It also makes them eat more. So that's kind of like a double whammy. Fructose is not healthy. But the kicker is that actually fructose in liquid form is even worse than if it is added to food. So that's what they found with the mice. What I'm thinking is, hello orange juice, hello apple juice, hello soda. high fructose corn syrup, all that. Yes, it makes people eat more, and it made everyone gain weight, especially in the last
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah. Sharon asked, is he talking about regular sugar? Regular sugar is highly inflammatory. So I have not seen anything saying that any of the fake sugars are highly inflammatory. However, I mean, there's a couple of studies showing that there's a chance of clotting issues with erythritol, which is why some people are dumping erythritol altogether. I think
I
that's
am
dose dependent. I
no
think it's
more for
dose
me.
dependent, and I think
Nope, 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 nope. The thing is, you drink one Monster drink, it stays in your body for a week. That they know that.
one Monster.
Monster drink, sweetened with erythritol, that erythritol stays in your body for a week. They know that. They measured
I'd
it.
have to I'd have to go and
That
look.
was
I'd
part of
have
the
to go see
study.
it. Was that part of the study?
Mhm.
I have to go look because I still have some on occasion, but it's so rare. Maybe
Yeah,
once a month. It's like,
then I wouldn't worry about it. But,
yeah, I have a chocolate bar that's sweetened with it that I like, and I'll break off a square and eat it like the week before my period, and then yeah, so it's like one square is like I hope it's not going to give me like you know give me a
Dennis puts
clot.
it nicely. They want us to be sick,
Big
obviously.
food, they do. Did you see the
Actually,
thing in
they want us
DC that
to
they?
eat a lot and consume more of their food. Big Pharma wants us sick,
Yeah,
but both in concert achieve all that.
yeah. So, what is the best sweets to cook with? So,
Betsy's saying
I'm a
bye.
Oh, yeah, she said bye. She signed off. She's probably going to the other live. There is another live after this, guys.
It is. Oh yeah, 3 minutes. I
Yep,
think
3
it's
minutes.
is it Mitzi or
Mitzi?
is it?
I think it's Mitzi.
Yeah. So
I
we are
might,
gonna make a hard
yeah.
stop at 8. Well, almost, yeah.
Well, it's 7 my time, but yeah.
Yeah, Mike says he
Um,
heard Algulus is the safest.
that's so we don't know. Right now, it looks like the safest. That's what we know.
Not only does it look the safest, it's actually good for blood sugar control and brings like all these levels into
It
better ranges.
it is
But
it has a GLP-1 effect. So if you don't know what a GLP-1 is, short story, it's Ozempic that everybody's going crazy about and trying to get their hands on and paying way too much money for. Eat some allulose. It does the same thing.
I would
And it's
say
cheaper.
probably monk fruit is the best if it's pure. So it's not mixed in with
Mixed with
erythritol
stuff. Yeah.
or Splenda or whatever.
Yeah.
But allulose at the conference in San Diego, and I really have to look it up. There were
Yeah,
some
you're gonna have to
concerns
let
with
me know
allulose
because they
too.
said that there's like a rare side effect of allulose. I have not heard anybody else talk about it. And I just figure that Dr. Bickman Dr. Bickman would say something about it if he was certain about it.
I have not had the time to look all the videos again, but I know
Yeah.
that I heard it, and it's driving me
Somebody said
crazy because it
something,
was
but
like
yeah.
4 days of lectures. Who said it?
Yeah. That we'll find out.
We'll find out. All right. But yeah, anyways, then let's call it a night so we don't
Yeah.
run into Mitzi's. Anyone who's in the Dr. Berry community, Coach Mitzi is going live in a minute. And
Oh my gosh.
so Golf
Pull
Addict
up.
says I just
Yep.
quit taking Ozempic 3
Ozempic.
months ago after being on it for 3 years. Wreaked havoc on my body, and I regret ever
Regret
taking it.
ever
Yeah,
taking
it
it.
does. Like there's so many side effects. It's not even
Yeah.
funny. It's
Yeah. You've had Sharon says she's had some real panic attacks from having a snack and a pop. Don't have some panic attacks over it. And a pop, I'll tell you what, if you're going to do a soda, if you are going to do a soda, Zevias, if they don't hurt your stomach, there's a lot of stevia in it, and it can hurt people's stomach. Or you can cut it with seltzer water, or use bubbly waters and add some
or
stevia to the bubbly waters.
get a soda stream
Soda stream. Yep.
and add some element to it.
Yep. I do that
Super
with Topo
tasty.
Chico and add element to my Topo Chico.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you it makes a great it's got the bubbles in your mouth feeling of
It's
drinking a
got the
soda.
yeah, it
Yeah,
tastes like soda, and it's, if you're used to the salt also, or you just
yeah,
use true lemon and a little bit of, monk fruit, and then you
yeah.
got your soda, and a
There
little bit of salt, actually.
Yeah, so Sharon, on my YouTube, there might, if you go back far enough in my videos, there might be a video of how I make soda. Might be, if I didn't take it down from forever ago. But I do it with essential oils sometimes. I'll use ginger to make ginger ale and plain LaCroix, a couple drops of ginger, a little bit of citric acid if you can tolerate it, a little bit of stevia. You've got a ginger ale, and it's clean. Because I know because I made it.
There's one more. Thanks
Well,
for your knowledge.
have a great week, golf addict. Thank you for tuning in,
You
everybody. We
all have
appreciate
a
it.
great week.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit end stream now, and thank you everyone for coming. Share this video anyway because it's
Yep.
gonna be on YouTube and it's gonna be public, and let's keep doing this
Yep.
even when I'm in Germany.
We'll try.
Awesome. Alrighty. See you guys later.
Bye,
Bye
y'all.
bye.